That was mostly common.
And what did that, do you mind if we take a photo, would it be okay if we took some photographs?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Cool. What did that taste like, Sam? It doesn't sound very nice, dried egg.
Dried egg, well, you have to mix that with milk.
Ah, right.
And beat it up, and it becomes just as if you break an egg now and Swiss it, and you fry, after you have it nicely thick, you can boil it, fry it, scramble it, and that was one of the food which we had to have.
What, dried egg?
Dried egg.
Yeah, dried egg.
And the commonest thing that was not Russian was like sausages, wasn't Russian.
Oh, so
You get that without your Russian book. And fish was not Russian, but was pretty scarce. And when it comes to the vegetables, well, that was plentiful. But you couldn't get banana because the bananas were all given to the sick people in hospital and the soldiers. Banana, oranges, apples, grapes, and all these fruits were pretty scarce. Sweets, you have to have the Russian book for your sweet. You may get 1 bar of chocolate for the whole week, and then you get no more until your next ration start again. That was where life was.
excellent, good, good. Yarab has asked, how did you feel when you heard that Hitler was dead and the war was pretty much over?
Well, our camp in the north was closed down just when we got the alarm that the war was over. But it was great cheer. Then we were live in Edinburgh. We had the British Honduras boys, lucky to get a house in York Place in Edinburgh. We had a hostel there, and then we get the alarm that the war is finished. It was great cheers in Edinburgh. Everybody was cheering and dancing in the streets. And the lights come on again.
Fantastic. Did you ever have to go into an air raid shelter, and what were the air raid shelters like?
No, well, no. In Edinburgh, maybe they had an air raid shelter, but we being strangers in Edinburgh at that time, we didn't know where the shelters were.
Right. Okay.
But I know I went to London for a week holiday, and I happened to went into a shelter there, and then it was lovely meal, beds, kitchen, everything. It was like a little house by itself.
Okay. What was it made of? What was the shelter made of?
Well, it was all dug up and covered with
soil. It's soil over it. Yeah, of course it had. Of course it had. Right. Let's have a look. Did you have a job? That was from ABW. Yes, you were a forester. Did you find the rationing hard? Did you find that because you were doing a very manual job? Did you find that you were hungry all the time, or?
No, we were lucky when we in our camp. We were lucky to be supplied with lots of food, and I said we were living 3 miles from this little village, Ullapool, and our first day going into the Ullapool village, there were young children like all of you running about the street. When they see us all coming about, 10 of us was going in for a visit. They all look at us and say, the cold men are coming, and they all run and disappear. So, but eventually, they were the best people we could deal with. They were quite sorry to know that we had to come away. And I was sorry to come away indeed.
Sammy, this is quite a personal question. Somebody's asked how old you are.
I was born 1910, February the 18th. I am 101 year, 8 months. 4 months time I'll be 102.
boys and girls, don't you think that is absolutely incredible? Sammy, you are the oldest person I've ever met, I think. I don't think I've met anyone over 100. I was very pleased to meet you, yeah. And I hope I'm as fit as you are when I'm 101.
Well, if you eat more carrots and turnips.
Oh, I'm not very good. I'm not very good at eating my vegetables, I'm afraid. Ellen has asked, did you ever have a war collection? Did you ever collect war souvenirs or?
No, I never done all these. I never.
No. Okay. Okay, I've answered those ones. You mentioned a wee bit about the blackout. This is a question from Hannah, and she just wanted to know a wee bit more of what it was like in the blackout. Was it quite frightening, or?
Well, as far as I can recollect, during the blackout days, people were quite happy. We were all happy. You can walk about without fear. And then, seemingly, we were all, you can go dancing and dance. In those days, dance hall closes at 10 o'clock, and you were all able to get home. But nobody have any arguments so far I can remember. And what happened, I enjoy every minute of it, and I have a peaceful time.
Okay. That's an interesting question from Callum. Callum said, I'm not sure that you would have had, did you have a gas mask? Did you have to have? Yes.
They give you a gas mask fit over your head and a big nose and to wear. But if you wear it if you want it, because in Edinburgh, we never had any bother. In Scotland, we never had time even to wear it, because during you're working, you don't wear, you can't have gas mask working. And after the war, well, we never bother about it anymore. But believe me, we never wear the gas mask because we never had time to wear it. But it was there.
Callum asked, did you ever forget your gas mask? Because you had to carry them all the time. Did you ever forget it?
You don't remember it?
No, right, okay. So you did forget it quite a lot. Okay. Answered that one. Do you remember, one of the children asked, I don't have the question here, as the war was approaching through the 1930s, had you heard of Hitler's rise? Were you aware that Hitler was causing trouble in Europe that might come to war?
Well, I was at school 1939. I was just finishing school, and at that time we just read the wireless news that the war is going to start. And when the war did start, well, we being British, the little colony I came from is a British Crown colony. So we were worried, but we were prepared to give our little bit, what we can, and give our effort.
Did you have family back in Belize?
Yes.
And were they worried about you when you were over in Scotland?
Oh, they cried when I got the ship to come away. But after that, well, I had made up my mind to join the group, so they all surrendered. But we keep in touch.
You in touch, yeah. Let's see, a lot of questions about blackout, which we've answered. You've talked about where you were. Did you ever see any enemy planes or anything like that? Scotland got off quite lightly, I think.
No, as I said, we don't expect to see warplanes when we were crossing the Atlantic.
Yes.
Because we had a long time, 14 days and night in the convoy. But I never see any.
No, not even when you were down in London either, no.
Because in Scotland, in fact, I don't think the Germans bothered to come and bomb Scotland.
I think we did, in the early days of the war, I think Edinburgh and Glasgow were bombed, but quite rarely. Excellent, I think we've covered all of this. That's great. Sam, it's been fantastic for you to come in. Really, really appreciate not only meeting the oldest person I've ever met before, but